So we're now going to estimate -1 times the square root of 13 to the nearest integer and tenth. So we're first going to figure out which two perfect square values is negative square root 13 between. So I'm going to look at my values here, and I notice if I look at my chart, I'm going to try to figure out where 13 is between, and it's between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. Okay, so that means that negative square root 9 and negative square root 16. So that means it's between the values of -3 and -4. Now, so that's where it's between -3 and -4. So its numerical value is between the integers of -3 and -4. Which integer, or what integer is it closest to? The integer that it's closest to is going to be, now if you think about it, if I have the square root of 13, okay, and I have, or negative square root 13, I have negative square root 9 and negative square root 16, okay? It's 3 away here, and it's 4 away here, so it's closest to, so negative square root 13 is approximately -4. Now, that's going to be our final answer for that one. Now it says which two tenth values is the -1 times the square root of 13 between. Now, here's what we have to figure out is we know it's between -3 and -4. So that means I'm going to list the values. I'm going to list values from, I have, let's do 3.6, so -3.6, -3.7, -3.8, and -3.9. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the values of these numbers. So if I do -3.6 times -3.6, that, or you could do it squared, it's going to be 12.96. If I do -3 times -3.7 times -3.7, I get 13.69. Remember, I'm trying to find what's underneath, so that 13. Technically what could happen is that I already know that it's got to be between one of these values. So I know it's between -3.6 and -3.7. So now what I'm going to do is which tenth value is it closest to? And if you think about it, it's got to be 13. So it's closest to -3.6. So the square root of -1, or negative times the square root of 13. Oh, let me look, sorry. So it says which tenth value is the closest to. So the negative square root, notice, so I got 12.96 and 13.69. It's closest to 3.6. So I'm going to say it's approximately -3.6. So that would be your final answer.